is coming. Be a little bit patient, and I promise we will do all our best.
Okay, Sam's back with us. Before we get into the game, let's talk about this new sporting director then. What will his priorities be?
Yes, Andrea Berta is in the building. He was Atletico Madrid's former sporting director, and now he's in at Arsenal. A lot of people will be expecting a lot of big things from him in the transfer window, but I think the first priority for him is Arsenal's contract situation. So you've got the likes of Thomas Partey and Jorginho out of contract this summer. So will they get renewals or not? That's probably questions for Mikel Arteta. And then maybe some questions around Leandro Trossard as well. He's 30, 1 year left on his contract. There was previous interest from Saudi Arabia in Trossard last summer. So will they cash in on him? But the big ones come further down here. Bukayo Saka, just 2 years left. William Saliba and Gabriel, the two starting centre-halves, they have 2 years left as well. Gabriel Jesus, what do they do with him? He's obviously out with his ACL injury at the moment. Gabriel Martinelli is another one they'd want to extend. Arsenal typically do their contract negotiations in the summer. That's because Mikel Arteta doesn't want any contract negotiations to potentially impact the season and the important run-in that's ahead. So a lot of interesting contracts for Berta to think about.
Yeah, they've been so close over the past few seasons, haven't they? Just can't quite get over the line. So what is it that's needed to turn them into a title-winning squad?
Yeah, well, let's take a look at Arsenal's squads in general. And they say title-winning squads need two big players in every position. So defence is actually all right for Arsenal because, yes, you have the likes of Tomiyasu as backup here, and Kivior could be sold along with Alexander Zinchenko, who's another player who's not made this graphic. But then you've got the likes of Timber can play left back, Calafiori can play centre back, White can play right back. It's all very fluid. Arsenal have got quite a good numbers here. But actually, we've picked out 3, maybe 4 key areas that Berta will need to look at in the summer. The first of all is a new goalkeeper to challenge David Raya. But in terms of major positions, we've got the likes of Martin's central midfielder with Partey and Jorginho, who we've already discussed, are out of contract. Then you've got the big one, the centre forward. Arsenal haven't really invested in that position much under Mikel Arteta. And then you've potentially got a wide player as well if Trossard is to move on. Because also, if you look at the other side here, Gabriel Jesus is the only real backup to Bukayo Saka. That's if, as expected, Raheem Sterling's loan isn't made permanent. So, yeah, 3 or 4 key positions for Andrea Berta to address during the summer.
OK. So I'm seeing some holes. A gaping hole in midfield. What might the answer be there?
Yeah, well, the name everyone's talking about from an Arsenal perspective is Martin Zubimendi. It was announced in the January transfer window that Arsenal have made some serious headground on this summer transfer, and it will be Berta's job to then get this deal over the line. As you can see from Zubimendi's stats for Real Sociedad this season, you can see big passing player for them, but also really good off-the-ball tackles, possessions won in the middle third, and interceptions as well. Obviously, we saw Zubimendi in the Euro 2024 final when he replaced Rodri at half-time, and Spain actually got better. So will he then be a number 8, and therefore he'll be competing with Mikel Merino for that position next season? Very interesting to see. So, yeah, Zubimendi seems like the leading option for that defensive midfielder role.
Don't remember that final at all. It's totally erased from my memory. Right, so we also saw winger as well. So where are we at with that?
Yeah, so Arsenal looking for a winger to play on both sides, both wings. The name being talked about in the newspapers and the reports is Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams. Again, very much a Mikel Arteta player in terms of one-on-ones. That's what Saka and Martinelli do in terms of dribbles attempted, dribbles completed. But actually, they're not just dribbles for the sake of it. They lead to shots. He's one of the best players in La Liga at that. The top 10 for an assist. And of course, a key part of any Arsenal player is to be good from set pieces. He has a joint most assists from set pieces. So, yeah, really interesting option here.
Don't remember him from last summer either. Right, I think we're getting something, aren't we? Yeah. Striker for Arsenal. There's a thing. Right, OK. Who might they go for then?
Well, again, the name being talked about this week is Viktor Gyokeres of Sporting Lisbon. And what a season he's having over in Portugal. 36 goals in 34 games. And incredible. I found this stat pretty interesting as well. 133 shots from 34 games. Over 4 shots per game, which is really, really fascinating as well. He's not just a goal scorer, he's a chance creator, and of course Mikel Arteta likes those centre forwards who can do a little bit of everything. Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, very much in that mould, and of course shot accuracy, more likely than not to get the shot on target, which is something that Kai Havertz has been accused of not doing enough in an Arsenal shirt this season. So yeah, Gyokeres has actually played against Arsenal this season in the Champions League. Arsenal won that game 5-1, but a really interesting thing about Gyokeres that game, he did give William Saliba and Gabriel a hard time. Not many centre forwards do that. Have done that historically in the last few seasons. Perhaps the only other striker who's given them a lot of trouble is Alexander Isak. And
Arsenal are gearing up for a pivotal summer transfer window, focusing on 3 primary targets to strengthen their squad for the 2025-26 season. Leading the list is Sporting CP striker Viktor Gyokeres, who has impressed with 97 goals and 28 assists in 102 appearances over 2 seasons. Arsenal are reportedly prepared to meet his £67 million release clause, and a gentleman's agreement with Sporting may facilitate the transfer. Gyokeres is favoured over RB Leipzig's Benjamin Eco due to his proven scoring record and experience in English football. In midfield, Arsenal are closing in on a £51 million deal for Real Sociedad's Motin Zubimendi. The 26-year-old Spaniard is seen as a long-term replacement for Jorginho and to provide competition for Thomas Partey. Zubimendi's technical skills and tactical awareness make him a valuable addition to Mikel Arteta's midfield options. On the wings, Arsenal have shown interest in Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams. Known for his pace and dribbling skills, Williams has a £48 million release clause, which must be paid up front. His addition would provide depth and competition on the flanks, complementing the likes of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. These targeted acquisitions reflect Arsenal's commitment to strengthening key areas of the squad as they aim to challenge for major honours in the upcoming season.